Sometimes you find out everything you need to know in the first minutes of the game, but you have no idea. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, 10 hidden secrets from video game intros. Starting off at number 10, it's Batman Arkham Knight. Now, during the introductory sequence to Batman Arkham Knight, we see the Joker's corpse being cremated. You even have to press buttons on the controller to ignite the pilot light and roast his for sure dead body. Of course, even with the Joker being absolutely dead, he still finds a way to be in the game. Outside of his many other in-game appearances, there's one big surprise during the intro when you start a New Game Plus. All of the previous Arkham games made it so New Game Plus was harder, with more difficult enemy encounters compared to the standard game, but didn't change any of the cutscenes, so what happens next, probably a pretty big shock to some people. You start the game, you press the button to set Joker's corpse on fire like normal, but instead of just burning to a crisp, the Joker's eyes suddenly open and he starts laughing maniacally directly at the screen. It's a hell of a jump scare to put right at the start, and it's probably one of the most memorable intro secrets ever. At number 9 is GTA 5. During the opening sequence of the game where you rob a bank and get in a shootout with the police in North Yankton, there is something hidden in the ice. It is a frozen alien, believe it or not. Yes, in the Grand Theft Auto universe, if you recall, there was an Area 51 in the San Andreas area. It's not actually that bizarre to think about. And seeing it without cheating is a little tricky though. Once you get control of the getaway vehicle, you'll see a bridge over a frozen river. Normally you just drive past the bridge, but if you want to check out this little Easter egg, you've got to drive under the bridge, then quickly get out and look down. You'll fail the mission if you wander too far from the road you're supposed to be on, so it's harder than you might think to get a look at this guy. Yes, it is the same alien Michael sees during a hallucination later in the game, but it's still a fun thing to find, and it's right there, right at the start of this game. At number 8 is Halo Combat Evolved. Now, this is a hidden one. In the very first mission of the very first Halo game, the lead designer hid an Easter egg that is almost impossible to find. The fact that anybody found this is actually kind of shocking and amazing. Here, let me get into exactly what I mean. To get it, you have to play on Legendary difficulty. You have to crouch jump on a random canister right after starting the game. Then you kill Captain Keyes to trigger Invincible Marines to come and kill you. These unkillable dudes spawn from a locked door that has another secret door behind it that will open if you've done everything correctly. You have to somehow survive the onslaught and go through the now opened door to find this thing, which is just an M made of bullet holes behind a heart made of blood. It is not the most worthwhile thing, and it is a lot of effort. So you'll find that it's a little maybe bit of a disappointment, but at least it gives you an achievement in the remastered collection version of the game. At number 7 is Gears of War 3's Golden Chicken. Now, during the first act of the first chapter of the game, there are 4 events around one of the first places you actually fight enemies. If you stand in front of one long enough, Marcus will shout something. Hello! If you do it in front of all 4 events, a chicken will pop out. Now, if you decide that you want to pull a Link from Legend of Zelda and go after this chicken, it will transform into this thing. Like, it's less a golden chicken and more a chicken on a bunch of ammo crates, but still. This thing is nasty as hell to try and fight. Like, good luck trying to beat it on the insane difficulty level. Gears of War likes to hide Easter eggs in their first levels, but this is probably the most ridiculous out of all of them, and I don't really understand the point. And that may well be the point. It may supposed to confuse you and ask yourself the question, why did the chicken cross the vent or something? I don't know. At number 6 is Far Cry 4 and 5. There's a pair of classic intro secrets. In both 4 and 5, you will find you can actually end the game by just doing nothing. It's not even a game over, it just counts as an actual ending of the game. In Far Cry 4, you start the game by being taken to a palace with the bad guy of the game, Pagan Min. You get control of your guy right after he asks you to wait for him while he goes to torture a guy, and you have to wait nearly 10 in-game minutes before he comes back and helps you accomplish your task, which is ending the game. Of course, most players would use the opportunity to get out of there, and that's, I'm sure, what the developers counted on as well, but even if you wait, they make the time you have sit there feel just long enough that people probably assume nothing would happen. But if you wait, Pagan Min just comes back and then you go with him to do the thing that he came here to do. Credits roll, game over. Not exactly satisfying, but it's pretty funny that you can even do it, honestly. With Far Cry 5, it's pretty much the same thing. It's a lot more obvious, though. The game starts with you going to the arrest of the bad guy of this game, Joseph Seed, and at a certain point a prompt appears for you to cuff him. Obviously, if you do that, the game continues as normal, but if you wait a few minutes, your unnamed deputy will eventually turn around and just walk away. Once again, the credits roll. You won! Sort of. The whole point of a Far Cry game is to run around open environments and gun down some bad hombres, so being able to end the game before it even starts is kind of unsatisfying, but it's pretty funny. I mean, why is this even made possible? I don't know. It's silly, and I think it deserves a mention here. At number 5 is The Witcher 2. Now, during the prologue sequence of The Witcher 2, where you help King Foltest invade La Valette Castle, there is a familiar-looking body near the big gate during the ballista sequence. It's a dead body in an all-white getup laying in a broken cart of hay. Yes, it is an Assassin's Creed reference, with the corpse closely resembling the character from the very first game, Altair. Like, do you get it? He jumped a really long ways and landed in a cart of hay, and it wasn't enough. If you get close, Geralt even makes a joke about it, and you get a free point in assassination. At number 4 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's precognitive paranoia. Now, with just a little foresight, you can save everyone in Modern Warfare's world a whole lot of trouble during the introductory mission called SSDD, you know, same S, different day. Yeah, sometimes we can curse on here, but I'm gonna save it for another day. You play as a soldier in Afghanistan training the locals. Of course, the level really serves more as a tutorial for the player. It's an introduction, and after going through the basics, you have to run through a shooting course under this watchful eye of a certain General Shepard. Anyone who's played this already knows General Shepard is actually the secret bad guy of the game, and while you're in the training course, you've got access to guns, you put 2 and 2 together, and yes, you can shoot him. Now, doing so gets you the standard friendly fire will not be tolerated game over message, but you also get the achievement precognitive paranoia. You know, because killing this guy prevents World War III from happening. At number 3 is Hitman Contracts, The Secret Room. The intro mission in Hitman Contracts is called Asylum Aftermath and is meant to take place after the events of the original game's final mission. Your actual objective here is very simple. You just have to escape. It's not even really a tutorial, just an easy starting mission to ease you into things. There's actually a secret room in the basement, but it can only be accessed from a key card acquired in a much later mission, so you don't actually get it through the first time. But once you have that key card, the door opens to reveal a bunch of cloning tanks with the 5 Fathers of 47 in them. Yeah, Agent 47 was a clone, and these 5 guys' genetics were used to make him, or, you know, something like that. This is all plot from the first game that pretty much never gets referenced again, so it follows that these 5 dudes were assassination targets in the original game. The other tanks have some of the developers' names on them, so it's kind of a developer room. There's one last thing to find in this place. There's 2 gold desert eagles, which is honestly not super useful considering how easy the level is, but kinda cool nonetheless. At number 2 is Call of Duty Black Ops 1, which you can access before even starting the game. It is a secret on the main menu. You start the game in this interrogation room, but it's actually possible, if you look at your shackles, to break free. You just furiously tap the triggers and you break out of your restraints, which lets you freely explore the interrogation room you're in. It's not just getting to look around either, there's actually a lot more you can do. Near the chair, there's a computer you can access. You can input cheat codes, play old text adventures, and play Dead Ops Arcade, which was first introduced here, or access secret documents on the Dreamland server, which is, I mean, this computer hides a lot of backstory that is relevant to the story of the game, and honestly, it's way more in-depth than you'd think, especially for a Call of Duty game. And finally, at number 1, in Dark Souls, you start the game in a kind of tutorial area called Northern Undead Asylum. One of the first things you see when you start is this lumbering monster behind bars. You might think it's the same thing as the boss of the area you have to fight before starting your adventure in Lodran, but actually not. In one of the weirder secrets of the game, it's possible to return to the Undead Asylum after you leave it, but only after doing some awkward and tricky platforming. To return to this place, you have to get to this giant nest on top of the Firelink Shrine, and the only way to do that is to jump off a nearby elevator and carefully make your way along these ruined rooftops. Putting a platforming challenge in a game like this is tough enough. Trying to jump anywhere is awkward and frustrating, but if you manage to make it, then the bird will take you back to where it all started. Everything looks unchanged, but if you walk through the original boss area, suddenly the floor will fall out, and it'll drop you into this large dungeon area housing a secret boss, the Stray Demon. Pretty much a powered up version of the original boss though. He's just got a lot more health, does way more damage than the Asylum Demon, so taking him on can be kind of risky. That's not the only secret hiding in this place either. If you return to the cell where you started the game, you can find a new item called the Particular Doll. This item gets you access to another secret area, the Painted World of Ariamis. It's just secrets all the way down in these games. That's it for now. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. The best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe. Do not forget to click the notification bell. And as always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter at Falcon the Hero. We'll see you next time right here on Game Ranks.